Battleborn, which is the next game from Gearbox, is not too far away with a public release date of May the 3rd and an open beta beginning on April the 8th, and you can bet your ass that yours truly will be getting themselves into the open beta to give this one a try. It has intrigued me. Alongside Overwatch, of course, they do have their differences, but they also have their similarities, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. We are here to talk about the minimum and recommended system requirements for the game on PC. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty, they have said that Battleborn will support the usual gamepads, PS4 and Xbox One, at launch, with Steam controller support coming after the fact. However, if you do have a 4K or off-sized display, they don't detail what that means, probably just means like 16 by 10 rather than 16 by 9, they will not be supported at launch, so do keep that in mind if you're thinking of picking this game up, that if you have a 4K or off-sized display, it won't be supported at launch. However, they are investigating both, so I wouldn't imagine it would be long before we do see support for those things. Enough of that, however, let's move swiftly on to the minimum requirements. OS is shockingly Windows 7 x 64-bit or later. CPU is Intel i5-750 or an AMD Phenom X4945. 6 gigs of RAM is required, 30 gigs of hard drive space, and the money shot, the GPU, will be an AMD HD 6870 or a GeForce GTX 460 or better. We'll need PhysX support, DX11, and 1 gig of video memory, so pretty low on the requirements there, as I'm sure you'll agree. Let's move on to the recommended. Now, obviously the OS is the same as always, but what's interesting is that the CPU and the RAM required is actually the same. However, there's 50 gigs of hard drive space required, so there's probably like a high-res texture pack or something like that involved. GPU-wise, however, you will need an AMD HD 7850 or a GeForce GTX 660 or better, and again will be DX11. Now, all of this information, in case you're wondering, came to us via a blog posted by 2K, which has lots of information about the game, including the ability to play couch co-op, split screen, on PS4 and Xbox One, as well as a few other detail about the progression systems, the characters, the multiplayer mode, story mode, and a few other things. And yes, you heard the word story mode right, it will indeed have a story mode. There is solo play, co-op play, and if you are playing with your friends online, there is Be Right Back, which is basically being able to rejoin your game if you've been disconnected. You can find friends and search for random teammates and get cracking on the next story section. And there's hardcore mode as well, so quite a nice selection of single player modes, which pleases me and definitely gives this a little bit of an edge over Overwatch, at least in my mind. I have yet to play either mind, so do keep that in mind. I'll most likely play this before I play Overwatch, but of course, Blizzard, feel free to change that. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, I'll see you next time.